Hello, mate. Hello. I mean, look how frightened this animal is. Look how frightened it is. Look at the fear in its eyes. That is fear. Hello, beautiful. It's no idea what's happening to him. It's no idea what's going to go on. All he knows is that he's been ripped away from what he knows, put in a wagon, transported with loads of strangers. It's terrible what we do to these animals. Look at them stacked up like products, one above the other. Stack them high and sell them cheap, they're just a product. That's all they are. Objects. It's wrong. These are personalities. These are living sentient beings. Just look at the fear on the faces, look at their eyes, look how human their eyes are.
But to what extent are we projecting our own feelings on the pigs?
Well, what does that matter?
Well, it matters.
Do you think those pigs aren't suffering?
I think they're certainly about to.
Do you think they don't look scared? Look in their eyes. Go and have a look in their eyes now and just you go on. What are you scared of?
No, I'm not scared. I'm
just have a look. Just have a look in their eyes and just look how human their eyes are. Can you see the fear in their eyes? Would you put a human in there? What would you feel if it was like a human child in there?
I don't know. I just don't know that what I see is necessarily what they're thinking, because they have sentience, of course, but they don't necessarily have the same sentience.
What if it was
as
dogs
us.
in there? What if it was people's pet dogs? Would you feel different then?
I don't particularly like the pigs are in there. You know, it's not about the type of animal for me. I just wonder if we are projecting our own feelings and anthropomorphizing the animals.
Well, no, because if you see an animal that's injured in the road, what do you feel? Do you feel like, that looks tasty, or do you feel I want to help that animal?
Well, yeah.
If someone walked past with a dog now and I started booting the dog, would you join in, or would you try and stop me?
I would probably try and stop you. Yeah.
Exactly. We're empathetic people. We've got empathy. That's one of the gifts humans have got. Is empathy.
Of course. I don't disagree with that. I just wonder if there is a kind of how we can possibly know that they're feeling what we are assuming they're feeling.
Well, have you got a pet dog?
I don't. Do you?
No, I don't have a pet dog. I won't keep pet dogs. I don't think it's right for us to like keep animals either. But people know when the dogs are happy. People know when the dogs are upset or ill or poorly. They can tell. There's no different. We're animals, they're animals. What's the difference? The only difference is we've got empathy, we've got moral agency, and we've got language. So we can tell what they're feeling just by the looks. I can tell what you're feeling now.
What's that?
You feel a bit scared of me now.
See, I don't at all.
No.
I am the
Oh, you are?
So they're taking the news report guys around the back now to listed in that spot. So let's see what they think when they get there.
This is a particularly common place to be.
Right, okay. And what's going on behind that wall?
So what's going on behind that wall is pigs are being lowered into the gas chamber.
Right. And how do you know it's specifically here?
Because there's a tower which is just there, but you can hear the screaming of the pigs.
Okay.
There's a truck that came a few moments ago, wasn't there? So they'll happen now.
Okay.
They'll happen very soon.
Right.
Yeah. So
Is this wall left here, or do you?
yeah. So this is what we set up today, just to show some pictures of some of the beautiful pigs that have died here recently. We always try and give a little bit of hope, and that's what the flowers are about. It's quite a surreal moment sometimes here because it's just like a normal workplace in there for them. So sometimes on a clear day you can hear the radio playing. It's quite strange, and obviously you can hear some awful sounds, but it feels like it's just a surreal sort of weird kind of normal workplace for them.
And does anyone dispute the sounds that come from here and what's going on in there? You know, is there any? What do the slaughterhouses say about this? Is it just an unfortunate byproduct of the process, or there's no one sort of saying, oh, you know, these screams are just normal pig behaviour, normal sort of pigs chatting to each other.
I think when you hear it, and obviously we're not hearing it at the moment, when you hear it you'll realise it just can't be. It's natural, normal crying of pigs when they know or they're being killed or they're about to be killed, and they can feel it. They're all being crammed into a small space, and they know what's going to happen because they can smell what they can smell.
Now, I've seen a video on your Facebook page, a video of the process, haven't you? Where did that video come from?
I'm not sure where that video came from. Not sure. One of our activists probably. We've got quite a few activists who have varying degrees of interaction with the tulip. Yeah.
First you can hear the hissing of the gas near us. And then that's when the frenzy starts, that's when you can hear the pigs fighting for their lives. And it is different from what, you know, normal pig.
Even a hardened activist who comes here, I've not been here for a couple of years really, to this particular spot, because it's too much for me. But it does take its toll sometimes, just the act of being here and listening to the screaming. So they're going to be unloaded into specific areas of the factory and then moved along, and you'll hear the gas being, you know, the tap being turned off for the gas, and you'll hear the pigs starting to squeal and scream. And
Yeah, it's like a big production line there. It's a constant flow. It's like a proper production line.
Yeah.
Ford would be proud of it.
It's
And it's all done in a very small area. So the dismembering and where they chop the pigs up, it's within meters of the gas chamber, and the gas chamber is within meters of the lairage where all the pigs are kept. And there's 3,000 a day in 8 hours, so you can imagine the flow. And the gas chamber is like a carousel.
Yeah, no, that's what I saw
Yeah.
in the video.
Yeah, it's a carousel.
I mean, you know, there is in this country there is a great deal of focus on animal welfare, not animal rights.
I know
and these processes have to be quick, and they have to be done in a certain way for health and safety purposes and nothing else. So there is a there is a lot of control over what happens.
Yeah, on paper that's
We're
good.
not necessarily disagreeing with, you know, maybe that this is, even if it is the best way, it's still not a necessary thing to do. And people do not need to eat meat in this day and age.
Sure.
The-
That's a second point aside from the kind of the animal welfare stuff, because around the world there isn't.
I mean,
these conditions will be a lot worse.
Potentially, yeah. There's a film called Land of Hope and Glory, which was because of that whole phrase. A lot of activists, when they're doing street activism, face the question: well, these things happen in other countries, and the footage that you're seeing is from a different country. So we made a film called Land of Hope and Glory, which is all from slaughterhouses from in this country, which is horrific. And you'll see that it doesn't really matter in the world where you are. If this practice continues there, it's a horrific practice, and it shouldn't be happening.
I mean, it's not welfare, is it? It takes them 4 or 5 minutes to pass out in this gas. They
But you
suffocate.
know what I mean? It's animal welfare and animal rights are very separate things. But animal rights. is what
Yeah,
you guys
we're
are
not
talking
welfareists.
about.
We're
No,
abolitionists.
exactly.
We don't want. I mean, do you treat people better? If you treated humans better, would it be okay to kill them? You know, it doesn't make sense, does it? You know, give them a candy floss and a toffee apple and then kill them. That's all you're saying, really. Is well, let's be nice to them and then we can kill them. It's a betrayal of trust. It's horrible.
I know what you're saying, and I know, you know, you're being sort of devil's advocate in a way to try and get the best out of what we do as a group, and I get that. So we're a cross section of vegan activists, and we're not all hardline animal welfareists. We're not all abolitionists. We're not all hardened activists at all. We come from a whole cross section of people, and we're all just normal people. I woke up today and had to fight for the bathroom with teenage daughters. That's what I do. And then I come here. I've taken a day off work. I normally work about 50 hours a week. I've taken a day off work. I'm an NHS nurse. I've come here, and I've been coming here for about 4.5 years. And it's because the first time I came here, I made that connection. I'd already gone vegan by then, but I made the connection when I was here. And part of that connection was looking into the eyes of these beautiful animals and seeing what's happening to them. And you just can't carry on your life the same way as you did before that moment, because you're lying to yourself if you do. You can pick up good veggie burgers, you can pick up good alternative anything nowadays. You can pick up anything.
Is it all happening now, or does it get sort of worse than this? Or, I mean,
No, this is quiet.
this is quiet.
Yeah.
This isn't sound. Not
Okay,
yet.
so we're okay. So will I know when it's sort of, yeah? I wasn't sure whether we were just sort of chatting over it.
No, this isn't the sound. No.
It's a constant flow, isn't it? It's a constant flow. They might have hiccups. Machinery might sort of stall, or they have problems.
That has happened, hasn't it, where the plant's closed and the workers walk out whilst we're doing our activism stuff, because there's no more production line going on. Sometimes the trucks are turned away and sent back to where they came from. Sometimes they stay here overnight, which is...
We've just seen one wagon go in. I came a bit late. So you can hear them screaming in fear. So what you're listening to now is a big production line of death, mass murder. So all the pigs are brought in on wagons like products. They're then pushed into storage area. The lairage. They then weave through stalls until they reach the gas chamber. This is all within hearing range of each other. Then you can hear someone slapping pigs there. You can hear him slapping them. You hear that little bang every now and again. That's guys slapping the pigs to try and get them to move because they're in fear. They're scared. They know what's going on. They can hear the friends screaming. They can hear the friends in the gas chamber crying out for help, squirming, suffocating, because that's what happens in the gas chamber. You suffocate. CO2. Can you imagine being in like a confined space from birth? Never seen daylight, crammed in, never feeling compassion from anyone, nor humans. Then you're thrown onto a wagon, crammed in with people, with other pigs that you don't know. You've no idea what's happening. You've never seen daylight before. You're transported for hours on these wagons to this death camp. Then you're forced off the wagon into here with all this strange machinery going, people shouting, music playing. You've no idea what's going on. You're put into this room, and then further up that room you can hear other kinds, other pigs thrashing around, suffocating. That's the life these animals have. This is your bacon butties being made. This is the start of your bacon though. These are the victims. These are the victims. And this is what you can hear. That's what you can hear. So you can hear the pistons of the machinery. It's just a big, sick production line. 3,000 lives are ended every day here.
Is that not the sound of hell?
Sorry we're doing this to you.
Ah, hello. Hello, beauties. Hello, beauties. Ah.
Last bit of compassion these animals will see. The only bit of compassion they've probably seen. Easy on the brakes, Jesus. squeezing on the bars otherwise. Try and get your lens right. Wait, buddy, you alright? So you're going to put this on the fence?
Yeah.
Or can you turn it? That's it.
Is that better?
Yeah.
It's shiny, isn't it?
So you put a message on there?
Yeah, put that and a few of bats on the back. I'm going to go and click it on there.
You're going to click it on the fence? Yeah, it's a nice gesture, isn't it? So
Yeah,
hopefully
okay.
it'll give us a sign about how many people sort of visit
And hopefully it'll stop people to stop and read it as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Take curiosity and have a look at it all.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a bad
yeah,
idea.
yeah, to make it sort of like a, because they do it on bridges, don't they?
Yes.
They do it. The lovers do it, don't they? Stick it to bridges.
So
Well, I
people
suppose
are
this is
bound to
love.
stop-
Yeah.
Bound to stop, bound to read them and then realise what it is.
Yeah, sweet, nice one. Hello, mate. Oh, look at all the shit all over the sides. It's disgusting. How can you keep animals in this condition? Clean animals. They shouldn't be put through this.
Curious little stuff. Just always take so cute. He's so cute. He's really liking you.
Look at that, they're even right on the top, so 3 layers, 3 floors, cram full. So at the moment there's a queue to take the animals to the death. It's going in now, but it's been sat here for at least 10 minutes. But as you see, the yard is actually full up of wagons now, so that's a few thousand pigs gone in and going through the awful process of being murdered, being gassed and chopped up into little pieces for the sake of a bacon butty. Shameful. No, they're worn out. They're absolutely worn out. They must have had a long journey, these. They're absolutely worn out. Look at them, they're all lied down. Or either that or the driver's just driving like a dick and they've fallen over.
Oh, baby.
I've not seen them so subdued as these lot. Do you want to get in?
That's alright.
Are they all lied down in here as well? Oh, they're all lied down in that one next door.
This one's skip. Where's it from? Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Raspberries, they're based in the northeast,
It's okay.
towards Lincoln, that area.
It's okay. Shh.
Oh, hello, darling. Oh, we're frightened.
I know.
don't look good at all.
No, they don't look good, do they? The future of veganism.
Oh, it's people taking a picture.
Maybe in this generation everyone's
Famous today.
One of the girls who comes to Blackridge has a baby. She must be about 18 months old now.
Yeah, she's over there. Yeah, Rosa Freya.
Sorry? What's that girl called?
Stephanie.
Hello. Three layers of hell for these animals. Oh, I'm thirsty. That's supposed to give them more. Hi, so it's Grumpy Vegan Grandad here. I'm at the tulip vigil. Again, this is a Tuesday vigil because we're on a 3-day week at the moment. I'm here with Richard, and Richard and his cameraman have been filming here today. Who you've been filming for?
Guardian.
The Guardian newspaper.
That's right, yeah.
So, are you doing a video story or are you doing a tabloid story? What
It's
sort
a
of...
video story. It'll go on our website and also on YouTube.
Oh, right, okay. So you've got a Guardian YouTube.
We
right.
do, yeah.
Ah, brilliant, brilliant. And so, are you vegan?
I'm not vegan. I'm what have I got?
You've got
me
a
eat it,
little.
let me eat it.
No, you're not going to eat it. You don't need to eat it. You don't need meat to live. So there's one of the empty wagons. So what's prompted you to do this? Is there a big interest? I mean, Guardian's quite a big tabloid. So
It's not a tabloid.
what is it?
It's a more upmarket rival. It's an old-fashioned broadsheet. Is what it is called. It's tabloid in size, but it's not tabloid in outlook.
I see, because I used to be a Sun man,
that's
but
a tabloid.
that's
There
a
you go.
tabloid. Right. So, and how are you going to report on this? You've seen what we do. Now, you're notorious for looking for drama and looking for an angle. And let's first of all talk about how you're going to paint us today. What's your slant? Are you going to be sort of biased, or are you going to be open-minded about this?
My hope is that you will paint yourselves, and I will give you the space to do that. I mean, this is a tricky thing for journalism in general, because people are very wary of speaking to journalists, and with good reason for a lot of the time, and I do understand that. But our approach is hopefully to let people speak for themselves, and our agenda really is because we find it interesting. And this project that we're working on sort of came out of our my thinking actually that our relationship with animals in general, not just in the way we eat them, but also the various interactions we have with animals, is evolving. And that evolution started before the pandemic, but the pandemic threw it into some sharper focus. Yeah. Because obviously there's zoonotic diseases that come directly from animals, and it's not just bats in China. This is a livestock issue. And I'm interested in meeting people and talking to people who are within kind of movements to make change. To see, I guess, whether we are in a moment that they could capitalise upon, or whether this is a little bump in the road of our meat-eating future, or or animal abusing.
I mean, I've looked into it extensively, and it's inevitable that we are going to have to be a vegan world. I mean, I don't know how near or how far in the future. Zoonotic diseases are a big thing. We're keeping more and more animals in smaller areas for the simple reason it's all about the dollar. There's no other reason. And
it's also about feeding a lot of people.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's 7 billion people on the planet, and 6 million of those people are starving. Yet we grow enough food to feed 75 billion land animals. And it's statistics like that makes you realise that it's really not about feeding. It's about human greed now. It's not about survival. It's not about survival. But that's another subject anyway. So you've been with us today. You've seen what we do. We call it a pig save, but we're not saving anybody.
No.
We're just highlighting and stopping these poor animals, these babies, from being anonymous victims of a cruel trade in our eyes. So what have you got from today? How do you feel about it today?
I found it very interesting, and I try not to sort of project my own opinions on it, because it's not about what I think to some degree. I know that's not really a great answer for you. Yeah. But my thoughts on the subject aren't really what's important. It's I'm here to ask questions of the people who are here, and give them the opportunity to explain why they feel what they're doing is important. Yeah. And to try and challenge them on the strength of their ideas and all the rest of it. Yeah. But I don't think that watching an animal go off to its death is something that people should enjoy and do enjoy. I think that that is obviously not a pleasant thing to do, and I'm sort of amazed that people are so passionate about this being the way to affect change that they will put themselves through it. Because I know that a lot of the people here today, they weren't enjoying themselves. They like having the community of people around them who are like-minded individuals, but it's not an easy place to be for them.
And I don't think it was an easy place during the civil rights era, where black people had to walk into restaurants and face abuse from the white customers and get on the buses and sit down when they were not supposed to.
Of course.
And we all have to put ourselves into these positions to get justice, and it is a growing movement, and it is big, and I think you're right on the pulse at the moment because it sets it. I think
you would say that.
Yeah, well, I want to say that, and I want you as a human to walk away today and think about your choices as well, because it's not essential for health. It's not essential to live a happy life. So I'm hoping that what you've seen today may sort of plant a seed in your head, and maybe sometime in the future you may become one of us, the compassionate people.
To see, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Whether that it sort of has a big impact on me. I mean, you know, I don't eat a great deal of meat, but I do eat meat.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of I'd say I'm slightly aware that this is a changing world, and we're changing in your direction, not the
Yeah,
opposite direction.
definitely. I mean,
Whether we're changing far enough or fast enough is
no, we're not changing fast enough.
Well, of course not,
but again, it's veganism. I mean, back in 2006, there were only 150,000 vegans in the UK. Now they reckon there's 1.5 million, and it's projected that there might be 3.5 million by the end of this year. Because if we influence 2 people, it's like the virus, it's spreading, and it's the truth. And especially now with the virus, I think people are more aware of what's happening and are asking questions why. Because I'm sure the children who have missed so much school because of this zoonotic disease are going to be asking questions, why did this happen?
But it'd be interesting to see whether organisations like your own can capitalise on that and really make the most of
we wholly intend
the
to.
attention that is being given to our relationship with animals.
Yeah, definitely. Well, listen, when can we see this? What's the projected
I'll
time?
have to let you guys know, because
is it weeks or months or
weeks?
It's weeks. Okay.
Months maybe.
Well, whatever. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to see.
I'm
It'd be
sure
nice
you
to
will,
see.
yeah.
And anything negative, I will find you, and I will
that's fine.
turn you vegan with a carrot.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, listen, Richard, thanks for coming down. Thanks for like taking the time out to come and see what we do. And we feel very privileged that like a big organisation like yourself has come to see what we do and give us some time, because we really do want to get that message out there. And there's a lot at stake. You've heard the pigs scream. I know you're a little bit dubious as to whether they're screaming or they're just like talking with each other, but we know different.
I'm asking the questions that the audience might ask.
Yeah, exactly. I play devil's advocate a lot myself, so. But listen, thank you so much for coming down, and thank you for talking to me.